Then people will be like hearing the word galvanize. Oh, isn't that the band from Germany? That's the word.
Well, that we would call this success if this happens, right? Hello, you metal pilgrims, and a very special welcome to all the fans of League of Distortion. And today, I am more than happy to welcome once again nobody else but Anna Brunner on the show. Anna, thank you so much for finding time and joining me. How are you?
Hi, it's so great to talk to you again. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, same.
I'm doing good. Yes, it's all been exciting. Lots of work coming together at the same time.
I can imagine.
But we are getting out there, and I'm very curious to finally release the album in October then.
Absolutely. I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since we spoke to you last time. It is just mind-blowing, and I'm just so happy that we get to talk right now, and both of us are relatively safe and and are able to chat about rock and metal. This is so incredible, right? Because that's what people should be doing in the 21st century.
Absolutely. And I'm so grateful you're keeping it up, and you are still doing these interviews, and you're still enthusiastic about it. That's just so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, metal is what keeps myself and so many people over here in Ukraine, keep going. Because it helps. It gives you strength, doesn't it? And that's what it is all about.
Absolutely.
But Anna, obviously the biggest news about League of Distortion is the release of your upcoming second studio album on October 25th, Galvanize. I'll be honest, I had to look up the term, what it means, galvanize, but it's a really cool title. I really liked it. So before we dive into anything else, can you tell us a little bit about the creative process behind it and how it differed, if at all, from your debut record?
Yes, I'd love to, because it was actually very different. Because from the first record, we wrote it during COVID and during the lockdowns, and there was nothing else going on back then. We could really focus on songwriting, do a little bit of other stuff, but it was like the focus. And now being on the road and playing festivals, it was like, wait, we're going to release an album in a year or in a half a year. I don't know. We gotta sit down and do songwriting at some point. I mean, I have so many ideas, and I always write them down on my phone, and I have melodies, and I got things going on in my head, but of course you need to sit down with the producers and record them and lay them out. Because they're in your head doesn't make you sure that it's going to be a good song yet.
Yeah. Well, wow, that's cool. But did you feel any pressure, and especially from the label? Because I assume you guys have contracts for several albums. But did you feel any pressure from the producer, from the label, especially after the success of Wolf or Lamb? For those who missed it for some weird reason, the big hits from the first album that League of Distortion released.
Well, we didn't really feel pressure from outside. It was more like the personal pressure that you sometimes have, that I try to get rid of during recording or during songwriting, because it's just not so good for the creative process. But sometimes it's like, wait a second, is this going to be good enough? Will this be too weird? Will fans expect something more like that or like that? And then I try to turn off these voices and just take a step back, do what I feel is right. And then, I mean, we're in this together with the band, with the producers, with a great team, also with songwriters, friends of ours who contributed ideas. So we're in a great team. And sometimes you just have to, if it feels good, then it's probably going to be good.
You're raising a really interesting point here, because the more I talk to the musicians, and I'm talking about myself here as well, the more you second guess yourself, the worse the outcome in the end is, because the outcome then is not really your honest work, because you produced something, you released something, and then you second guessed it gazillion times, and it's very far from the original idea already. So far, sometimes, I'm not saying that it's always like this, but sometimes so far that in the end it's actually inferior to the one you had in the beginning. So, but that's a really interesting thing you're raising here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's also what will other people think? That is something what makes your mind go crazy, because if you ask 5 people, you can get 5 opinions. And that's great, because everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah.
But that's why you just really have to be happy or content or believe in it yourself. And then enough people will also probably like what you do.
And I feel like you cannot please everyone, right? I mean, we have a saying in Ukraine: "You're not $100 bill for everyone to like you," right? I mean, exactly. So, the moment you release honest material, unless it's absolute crap, of course, you will find your audience, and which is great. That's what I feel like. In the modern age, fans value authenticity and honesty so much that they will feel it. They will hear and feel it, and connect with it much better. Yeah.
I believe that too. And I want to believe that, because I know there is lots of, scripted stuff out there, or people who, I don't know, things that you're really like, this is not really coming from a heart. It's just, I don't know, some other reason. I don't know. And I'm happy that I really do also believe that people feel this is honest music. This is really something that gets to me, because I can just feel it on a different level.
Well, talking about honesty and everything, your first album, of course, was a huge success, which is great, and I'm really happy. I told you that 2 years ago, right? I was really happy about that. But this album is very different in a way. I feel like I different by feelings, not by the music. I feel like this is a much more confident record. I feel like you can hear this confidence and maturity from League of Distortion in every step you take on this second album, which I think kind of takes it to another level. And don't get me wrong here now. The first one was like great music, and it's kind of a miracle that it hit with the crowd. Great, first album, everyone loved it. That's amazing. But this one, you're kind of cementing this, and I feel like taking it in a much more mature level. Do you agree with this? And if so, why do you think it has happened? That over the course of the past 2 years, have you grown so much, or does it came to you naturally?
Wow, thank you. Thank you for feeling this and sharing this with me. And to be honest, this actually touched me in a way, because I really think also, this is getting a little bit deep now maybe, but like the topics and the musical craving I had for the first record were laying more in the past. They were more something because I had wanted this for so long. And then it was COVID that told me or showed me, okay, you can't go on tour. You can't do this. You can't do that. Then do what you've been wanting for 10 years. Just sit on your butt and do it. And that's what I did then, luckily. But I think these topics and also these feelings and also the musical output I had was older in a way. Because I had carried it with me for years and years. And I think because recently I met old friends and they were like, well, something's changed. You're so different. You're so positive. You're just like, I don't know, what did you do? And I think now that I released this baby, finally, the first record, now I can grow with the second record and with everything that's about to come. And I feel more mature and more strong and more tight in my with a grasp on where we're going. So maybe that was something that's in the subconscious. And also, we did grow together with the band. We were on tour with, when we first talked last 2 years ago. I think we were right in the middle of the Caliban tour.
Yes, yeah, you are. Yeah.
And that was the first thing we did. And we were super excited, like teenagers looking forward to their first gigs, although we are way beyond.
No, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk. We are slightly the same age, so let's not talk about
And now we've experienced so much together. We grew together, and that shows in our music. And I think it's a really compliment when someone says it sounds more mature, because I was hoping for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we know a little bit more where we want to go and where we are. And it's amazing that you can hear that.
And what about the lyrical themes? Are there any particular themes that you wanted to raise on this record and portray and, basically transmit to your fan base?
Well, I usually don't think about, okay, these are topics I want to write about. It's more of I watch the news or I talk with a friend or something happens that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to write a song about exactly this or about a typical or a similar topic. And looking back and like, I didn't think about what I'm writing about while doing it, but looking at it from now, like backside, I think the topics are a little bit more like open, like not so much happening to me, but my feelings in the world, like Chainsaw, dealing with this feeling of things being unfair. Some people are just like total jerks and still are successful, and other people are the nicest, most grateful people, and then they get sick or something like that. It's like sometimes life just feels so unfair. Like, why do you guys have to live somewhere in war, although you were doing perfectly fine 3 years ago, and you just wanted to do your thing because you're a great country, it's just not fair. And I just hope that there will be justice in the end, and that there might be a reason for something, either if it makes us stronger or whatever. I hope it will come back in the end.
Well, we all hope so, and we even more so hope that it will come soon, because it's been way too long and way too tiring for many, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about this title, Galvanize. It's a really cool title for an album. I had to look up, as I said, the title, like actually the name, what it means. But it's a really cool one. And for those who are just like myself, for whom English is not the first language, it means to suddenly take action, especially by shocking or exciting them meaning the object, in some way or another. Well, you did in a way. So why did you put this title on? Why did you feel like this is the one you have to go with?
Yeah, so I mean, there was first the song, and I knew the word, but it was similar. Like you feel about it. It's not like in the everyday use of language. So I was like, I also looked it up, and I found a couple of definitions where I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say. and then having the song in that name, or the song with that name, but also thinking about using this word that is, like, I love it when you like have a word that is not totally blue, just the word blue, and you know exactly what you're seeing. I mean, there's many shades of blue, but it's clear. It's a color, blah blah blah. And a word that is not so clear, you can shift it in different directions, or open it up, or maybe even have the word get a stronger meaning the way you want to, what you want to express. And the funny thing is, the word is actually from like chemics. It's to galvanize something. You change the surface to make it stronger, to make it resistant. And when we apply this on our music and on our band, we make metal stronger. And that's kind of the whole thing that League of Distortion is about, not making metal stronger, but making people stronger, making you stronger when you listen to the songs, making you feel empowered, making you feel happy, and maybe even want to work on something that holds you back, like break free from the chains, if they're chains that you put on yourself, or maybe just things other people say about you. And using this word to really fit the whole League of Distortion universe, that's something that actually came to me while talking about it. And I'm even more happy now to see this title actually makes sense. And we use the word as often enough. We have the Galvanize song, we have the Galvanize album, and we have the Galvanize headline tour coming.
That's awesome. Now you're going to popularize it to hell. Everyone's going to be galvanizing everyone.
Then people will be like hearing the word galvanize. Oh, isn't that the band from Germany? Isn't that the word?
Well, that we would call this success if this happens, right? How is the crew? How are you guys? Are you feeling like a coherent unit right now? The four of you, right? Not five, four of you. Do you guys feel like it's, I mean, once again, you are still a relatively new band as a band together. Obviously, everyone is experienced musicians and everything, yada, yada, yada. But as a unit, you are still rather new. And, you've had 2 years to tour together. So do you feel like a coherent unit at this point already?
Yes. Well, the thing is, I've known my band colleagues all of them for over 10 years now, some even longer, and time just flies, as you say. But of course, you do get to know each other different when you're on tour or when you're in a nightliner for 4 weeks and touring Europe, which we did with Camelot. And that was the interesting thing, that you kind of do get to know each other better or in a different way. But that's exactly what you say. That's what makes you grow together and makes you understand the other people maybe even better. And okay, she or he's going to react this way, and I might just, and the cool thing also is we have a couple of friends involved helping us as like crew, because you also said the word crew. We have friends who were like helping us on festivals or with a video shoot, and we have our producers who feel like they're part of the league too, because they're the same from the first record. We're working with 2 producers, with Anna Brunner and Julian Breuker. And it just feels like we are building our league even wider. And that's what I was hoping for, to expand this league to we have a fan club that was created by themselves. We have a fan club. We named it Core of Distortion. And
that's a good one. All right. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I love it. And we talk about ideas, and we have like hangouts on Twitch. We want to do that even more because we love this community feeling. And we think that building this league might give us the possibility at some point to really reach something with the music, of course, but maybe even on other terms, maybe even be able to be a league, be a big community that can achieve something together.
You're saying once again raising a really interesting topic about modern technology, because you said Twitch and you building a community around it. Twitch, Discord, whatever it is, right? I mean,
it's actually Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying that like it doesn't really matter. But so many metal musicians as well. I don't know the nice word to say it, but talk crap about modern technology and about how it's killing metal and everything. But when in reality, you see that for a lot of bands, it has been working out quite well. I mean, the success of your first album is very much due to the virality of several tracks, which is great, totally deserved. But I mean, who knows? In the 1970s or 80s, it might have not flown the way it did. Today with the with streaming platforms and TikToks and whatever, you name it. So what do you feel about it? What do you feel about modern technology? Are you the one are you embracing it to the fullest, or are you thinking that it actually is still a bad thing for metal community?
Well, I do think it has at least 2 sides. I mean, it does have 2 sides to the whole topic. I'm really appreciating the possibility to reach out to people, to reach people also internationally. Like you said, over Instagram or whatever, we have fans who might not be able to come to a concert, but maybe we'll tour in South America sometime, so you can build up your relationship with fans all over the world who support you, who want to come to your show. And that is one of the most special things.
Yeah.
Also, like Zoom meetings. I mean, how often did we have Zoom meetings in the beginning? Because we live fairly far away to not just be able to hang out together, but we needed to. It's just different to talk face to face, and this is face to face too, in my opinion. It feels like you're right in my room, and those are just two very, very great things about all this technology. And I wrote a song about this, actually. Like Crucify Me on our new album is actually about artificial intelligence, which is like a topic that does scare me a bit, because I believe it can help a lot if you use it well. But there's just always too many people who don't use good things well, and then it can like turn into the exact wrong direction.
Unfortunately.
And yeah. You go. I want you to say something. You want to say something?
No, I just feel like I just want to say, like, we've seen this, and not once and not twice in our history already, and unfortunately, people. There are some. I'm sorry. Especially over the course of the past 3 years. So I learned that there are some people who are just inherently evil. They're just evil people, and that's it. They just want to see the world burn, and they will use whatever means of technology they can to achieve that. And so I agree with you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with my facial expressions.
I felt that you wanted to say something, and I'm glad you did, because yes, absolutely, and that's the fear I have, and that's it can be on a big level where you're talking about, but it can also be like using artificial intelligence for art or something. I mean, stuff like that can be done. And then I'm like, but this is the art. That's why we are here. We are there to write lyrics, to write songs, and to sing, Nowadays, you can reproduce almost everything. And also, like, having AI modified like pictures or videos from people, that's super scary. This looks super real too. And like, this is something we need to deal with, and it's there. We can't just say it's not there, because it's there, and it would be good if we used it, because now it's there. And then the good people who say, I actually don't want to do anything with it, don't use it, then we lose those good people. So we need to figure out how to work with it, and then try to be able to use it. And so Crucify Me basically is about sung out of the point of view of an AI, warning the humans that you have created me, and now you have to deal with what's going on. You can't make me responsible for this, because you created the AI. And that's kind of a twisty thing for that song, which I really enjoyed also writing and singing, which is like super modern topic, but very important to me too.
Well, that's really interesting, and I'm even more curious to see how the crowds will react to the new songs, and hopefully, you guys will be able to portray the messages you wrote and you put into this album on the road, which will, by the way, commence very, very soon. On the 15th of November, you guys have your first concert of the tour in Köln, and then going until the 7th of December in Hamburg. So, guys, don't miss it. If you're anywhere near Germany, go make sure to check out League of Distortion's new studio output. Well, Anna, I'll be honest with you. I can talk about heavy metal for hours, but there's a time limit to these things. I know that you have another one. So, any last message to the fans, both old and new, anything you want to share with them?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say how happy I am to see you again and to talk to you again. I'm so happy you're doing all right and you're hanging in there and you're strong. I admire this so much. And my love and all my strength goes to all of you in Ukraine who are suffering under these terrible circumstances. And I beg you to stay strong and to keep fighting for your freedom. And we try to do anything to support you because we are watching you. We are with you in our hearts, and you are strong. We will win this. And it's like you said, music unites us. Metal we're in one community, and this is so lovely. And it's great to keep in touch, and it's great to share our new music. For all the people who don't know us yet, please check out everything we've done. It's only 2 albums.
But it's a good one. It's good ones.
You can check them out quickly. And yeah, I hope so much to see you guys at a show. I hope someday to come to Ukraine. I know we talked about that last time. Yeah. And it's in the back of my mind I'd be there anytime I can to celebrate this with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anna. This was Anna Brunner of League of Distortion, and their newest studio album will be out in just a couple of days when you guys are watching this. So make sure to not miss it. Anna, thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to talk to you. You can't even imagine. Keep rocking.
You too. Hang in there. We'll see you.
Thanks.
I'll see you in 2 years again.
Let's make it sooner. Let's make it sooner.
I would love that.